Masky times Toby Part 2. Ticci Toby was feeling a little better now, and Masky Hoodie started to glare at him. Masky scoffed at Toby, and returned to what he was doing before Toby got there. Toby did not hear a response from Masky, and is just left wondering what in the world Masky Hoodie was thinking about. Toby swallowed and also returned to trying to look for something to do. Masky and Toby were assigned tasks by Slenderman, and it was a job that they had to get done. Weeks like these passed, and the interactions these two had were quite a predicament for the both of them. They didn't understand each other's intentions and they always debated on things that seemed like there was obvious solutions, but then it would become like the solution wasn't obvious to begin with. They are both types of silent characters, so when they would meet, they silently hated each other's presence. Making fun of each other is always a must, inside their heads of course. They are both equally as stubborn, and it's difficult to communicate each other's thoughts with their words. The only way to understand a person is to listen and get what they are trying to say. It also seems that Toby reads between the lines and has lots of complex thoughts for Masky to ever understand. They confuse each other too much, almost to the point of constantly having a type of alienation to their lives. All of this happens whenever they work alongside each other. Also, of course, because of this, they have developed a longing to be able to comprehend what they meant to their lives. Who in the world knew what was going on? To be clear about this, all of these thoughts belonged only to Ticci Toby. Slenderman can't know about all this, and neither can Masky. Ticci Toby isn't able to freely express himself, and he thinks to himself, by himself. Who could ever know about Ticci Toby's intentions? If not even he knew. What does he want? Who knew? How soon is the day when he realizes his intentions? Ticci Toby can't help but almost break his mind by asking such rhetorical questions. That's how it's been for Toby, getting too deep to enjoy anything that's around him. He sighs, and keeps sighing to his surroundings. He feels frustrated, and looks at the ground. He kept staring at the ground, and thought about what day it was. He remembered he had another job from Slenderman. Unfortunately he didn't actually remember what the task was. He had to go back to Slenderman to remind him what it was, but before he did, he turned around multiple times to check if he could see Masky. He didn't see him, so he shook his head and went to look for Slenderman instead. He's always worried that Masky might be staring at him, and he wants to know if Masky Hoodie is ever there when he's there. I don't like looking ridiculous, he told himself. Toby felt kind of ashamed for giving Masky's remarks too much credit. Ticci Toby is a sensitive person, and it seems that all Masky Hoodie could ever tell him were insults. This is very upsetting. Toby disliked the way Masky talked to him. He just had to get used to it. And forgive Masky. Since Toby lacks a lot of self-explanation himself. Whenever Ticci Toby ends up thinking something about Masky Hoodie, he tries to remember and analyze his actions, so that he could try to understand him in that way. He has barely enough time to contemplate Masky, and whenever he does witness Masky, he tries his most to focus on him. Masky does things differently than Toby, and so it serves as a learning experience. Toby ended up admiring Masky's looks, and he would look at him from head to toe whenever Masky didn't see him. Ticci Toby always had a fun time observing Masky in all ways. It was like having a small adrenaline rush. Aware of this though, Toby felt weird. Then he was a bit saddened that Masky didn't act like that to him, but maybe, when I'm not looking. He acts like that around me too, he hoped. But it's not like it's something special or anything, haha, he told himself. Toby was worried that Masky didn't want anything to do with him. And put his thoughts aside, because, even if that wasn't true, Toby likes to play it safe, and forgives Masky if he really ended up wanting nothing to do with Toby.